Alrighty, and I am back. And of course, my Twitch chat is a problem again. Give me a moment to fix that. Alrighty, there's our Twitch chat back. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, it is now going to be much more interesting as we are live. Live, 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 live. I've never been live before. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I should correct my lies on the top of the screen. We no longer have a 3-minute delay. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point, and I think that if the numbers, if we start to have, if there's any reason for me to believe that somebody is stream sniping me in the tournament, then I will cover my cards. But um, uh, well, and in fact, I'm actually going to set that up right now, just in case we need to, do that. So we're going to do this. I'm going to do an image. I'm going to do. Oh, actually, no. I know what I'm going to do. We're going to do this. Whoa! 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 Sorry about that, folks. That was not quite the intention that I had. It was supposed to be smaller than that, but that's the way. There we go. So yeah, we're back now. Alrighty. So if I take this and cover like that, there we go. I gotta fold that one out, I think. And for the time being, I am going to leave that off. But yeah, so there we go. If we need to cover, we've got something to cover. So it's kind of interesting. I've never actually been live before. I've always been on a 3 or 4 minute delay. So it'll be fun to interact with people in chat in a more real-time sort of way. Um, I think certainly in a small room like I tend to have, that's probably going to be best. I think certainly if it got much bigger than 20 or 30 people, I think being live would be a problem. And having one of the points that Jamie Staples made is that having the delay um, really helps him with all the chat that he has sorted out what he's going to answer and things like that. So yeah, only 10 people on the stream. So I mean, I'm not particularly worried. And it's a 3:30 anyways. I mean, the odds of somebody who's playing this tournament knowing that I'm streaming on Twitch at the moment, the odds of that seem pretty unlikely, and it seems much more likely that I'm going to win 3 pots with a royal flush during this tournament. To me, I think so. Gonna see some cards with this one, I think. Getting some Twitter love. Thank you very much for the Twitter love. McEdger, my good friend from the PSO and Twitter, is giving us some retweet Twitter love, and that is great. I love that. Right, so we got sevens and fours. I'm pretty happy with that. I got a pretty decent low draw coming out as well, and I'm, pretty happy with the situation that we're in. I've now got jacks and sevens and fours, so there's like lots of. Um, yeah, no, I agree. I'm sure that the chat interaction is going to be much better. I'm still not playing a low here, but I think that obviously my three pair is not that three pair is any better than two pair, but I think that the top two pair is going to be good here a lot. With that six coming, that's obviously not a great card for me because anybody playing a six has now got me beat, and the lows are going to take me out. So I got to just check behind here now at this point. I can't put any more value in the pot. Um, right, we had straights out there anyways, so yeah. Yeah, the breaks will certainly the breaks will be a lot easier for both of us, I think, in this situation. Ace four here for low with the pair of jacks. I'm not usually thrilled with these sort of split hands because when I improve the jacks, it means I'm killing a lot of my low possibilities and vice versa. But these are a better situation than they are in the stud context when you've got split high-low hands like this. So in the Omaha context, because of the way the board texture plays out, these are actually a reasonable way to go. Oh, well, I mean, obviously, we can't ask for much better flop than that to come out for the hand that we're holding. Um, we could certainly have checked back there, I think, in a lot of cases. And I think what I'm going to do here, because I think I get more value checking back here and expecting 22 Mao to bet on the. Oh, he didn't bet, but I was actually expecting. That's why I had checked back on the turn. Otherwise, that's just otherwise his play makes no sense to me. I need to remember that the play isn't always going to make sense. Deuce five, king 10. We're gonna get rid of that, I think. Binky, binky, binky. Yeah, no, doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the situation. It's funny. I have to remember. I stopped for a second and was trying to figure out which hand you were watching when you said binky, and I'm like, well, no, you were just you. That was just the binkage that I just made that you were watching. So cool. That's it's gonna take me a few. It's gonna take me a bit to get used to the fact that you guys are actually live now because I'm so used to interacting with the chat in a 3 minute delay that it's going to be a little weird. Yeah, I need to remember that at these. Of course, I sort of look at the 330 as a slightly higher game than I was playing before because I was normally playing the 110s and stuff before. But even still, it's a pretty low stakes game. And I need to remember that. So I like all of the straighty and flushy possibilities here. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see and play this one. I think most of the way. Gonna check that for now. I've hit a lot of the straights that I wanted. A six gives me a straight. I've now hit the seven to jack straight, so we're gonna put money out for that. With people still drawing on low, I'm gonna take this pot down without contest a lot. But even if people call, I'm not that upset if people call me at this stage. Yeah, live is definitely messing with my head a little bit. I gotta give you that, but I'll get used to it. I'll sort it out. I don't know what 22 Mao is tanking over here, but I suspect it's more likely. Yeah, I don't know what that tank was about, but right. So we hit the flush. It's not the greatest flush in the world, but it is a flush. So I think I'm pretty happy still putting money into this pot and expecting to have the best hand most of the time. Splitting with a low is a perfectly reasonable thing. I do think I kind of like the live actually. Clearly, if there's somebody watching me, I don't want, I don't want somebody else watching me live. But no, it's nice to interact with the chat, certainly live, and I think that the play stuff. One of the things I have to be a little cautious of, though, I think, is I can't. Actually, yeah, I didn't even think about this before I went live, but there are rules about more than one person being involved in a hand. Um, so I think taking advice while I'm in a hand from you guys is going to be a bit dicey at this stage by the terms of service with PokerStars. Um, so that's one kind of semi issue with the live, with the potential live. I'm not really sure how serious of an issue that is, and maybe I'm just being hyper paranoid about things. But you know, in the um, in the delay context, of course, I'm talking through the hand, but there's no live interaction. By the time you guys talk back to me, it's an entirely different situation where the hand's already over and I can't do anything about it. So um, yeah, I think that's probably best if you guys wait till the hand is over in these cases to type anything in chat just to be safe. Um, you know, I am a bit hyper paranoid, but wasn't a shut up at all. It was not a shut up at all. Yeah, I think the issue, Hammer, is if I show okay, let's put this into a live casino context. I'm sitting at a table and my buddy walks up behind me. I show him my hole cards, and then we go into a little huddled whisper convo about what I should do. That's not going to be kosher, right? The pit boss is going to get called over, or the floor guy is going to get called over for that, and you're going to get a talking to for that happening, and that's roughly analogous to the situation that I think I've got going on here, where I'm showing my hole cards to my buddy behind me at the table, and um, we're um, yeah, it is live for sure. It is different live than online, and I think I am being hyper paranoid for sure. But yeah, this is I'm actually quite enjoying this. Brummel 87, you are correct. Ace Ace Deuce 3 is almost certainly double suited. Is almost certainly the best hand at Omaha high low. There's some discussion. You might argue that Ace Ace Deuce Deuce double suited is to give you more chances at hitting sets, but the Ace Ace Deuce 3 gives you more straight possibilities, obviously, so that changes the odds there. I also think that there's an argument to be made for the Ace Deuce 3-4 double suited. The bad part about that is, of course, one of your suits is not nutted. And yes, hello Brummel, it is good to have you here. Please click the follow button if you've not been by here before. As the name suggests, we play anything but Hold'em here for the most part. Today we played some Deuce to 7 earlier, and now some Horse. And yeah, as the week moves on, we're going to be playing just about every kind of poker there is that doesn't involve getting dealt 2 cards to each player and 5 cards laid out in the middle of the table. I must admit, I'm really partial to the straighty kind of hands in uh, Omaha high low. I like this sort of 3-4-5-6 double suited, that sort of thing. I really like those kind of hands. Yes, I am one of Staples. I'm one of Jamie Staples' moderators, Brummel. That is correct. I hang out in his chat quite a bit, and um, one of his moderators in chat quite a bit in that one. So welcome if you've come over from Jamie's chat. Welcome. That is awesome. Thank you for the follow, and it also shows that our uh, wonderful follow alerts are working, or at least they're working on my screen here. I hope you guys saw. Yes, there we go. Okay, it just came up on screen. Awesome. Follow alerts. Thank you very much, Brummel. The follow alerts are going. I was pretty sure they were. I had somebody test it the other day, but it's nice to see it with a fresh new sub. It's a good point, Hammer. I suppose at some time or another, you see every poker fan on Twitch hanging out in Jamie's chat at one time or another. He seemed to have a bit of a slow day today, unfortunately for him. It was a bit quiet, but he hasn't done so well the last couple of days. But it's one of the problems with if I ever had to rely on poker for my income. I mean, poker is a lot of fun for me, and it's cool when I win the big money. But one of the reasons that I can play the way I do is because I really don't stress over the times that I lose, because I'm not really playing with money that is particularly relevant to my life. When I put it on the poker site, it was sort of like I was throwing it away and giving it to somebody else, kind of thing, and whatever happened to it happened to it. So there's a really lack of stress in my game that I think would be much harder to maintain if I was actually playing for my rent. That would make a huge difference, I think, in my mindset. So I really respect him for the for his ability to maintain a focus playing um, uh, maintain a focus playing for his professional life, basically. So. Yes, Brumble, if you have followed me here and you're looking to learn some mixed games, I hopefully would like to say you're in the right place. You'll certainly get to see a lot of mixed games here. I try to give as much advice as I can. I freely admit that there's some of the games I am going to play here that I'm not very good at, and I'm not going to be able to give very good advice on it. There's other games that I think I give pretty good advice on. Um, it's definitely good to have you here. Definitely good to have you. Definitely good to have you here, Brummel. And we played just about every kind of poker you can think of here. Had some Badugi on yesterday. Um, like I say, Deuce to Seven earlier today. Horse now. Been playing a lot of Stud High Low and Omaha High Low recently as well. Haven't played as much Raz as I did last season, but I'm probably going to get into some more Raz. There's some nice $3.30 Raz tournaments here on Stars that I might have to get into as well. So I'm not sure I'm an expert at. I'm not sure I'm an expert at all of them. Hammer. The games like the 5 card draw, I'm pretty much the biggest fish at the table usually. But I am, however, at the final table of the uh, PSO Skill Premier Skill League tournament that started 4.25 hours ago. So that's pretty nice score for me. Not going to be a big score in cash, but certainly going to be a nice binkage in points. Well, in fairness, I'm only the 10th expert in at 25 games as well, because there's 9 other people that were better than me at the 25 games. So what can I say? King Deuce, not a very good Raz hand, obviously. So clearly, I will need to adjust my blocker if I'm going to be blocking cards, which I'm not going to do at the moment. But yeah, only 10th. You know, what can I say? That was a fun. I tell you what, I will play that game pretty much anytime it's offered. Actually, I think I really, 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 really enjoyed that game. That said, I actually haven't logged into Full Tilt in ages. It's kind of silly. I need to. So I'm just actually starting it up now. I haven't actually logged into Tilt in ages. Now this is more like a Raz hand compared to the King King Deuce we had last time. This is one we're going to put some put some chips in the middle with. Yeah, no 25 game on the schedules anymore for. That's sad. I'd play 25 games every day if I could. Let's look at our lobby here. It's registration's been closed for a while now. We've got 26 total people in the field. 24 left now. My position is 8th. 4 people going to get paid. 35.10 up top for first, and 7.80 for a min cash, which is not bad for a $3.30 buy-in. We're getting 2x, more than 2x our buy-in for a min cash. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I am from southern Alberta, Canada. I'm actually pretty close to Jamie. Brummel. I'm about 2 hours away from where Jamie plays from. So southern Alberta in Canada. The city is called Medicine Hat. I don't think I'm anywhere near hyper enough to be a Nanonoko clone, Josh. I'm assuming that's what you're trying to get at with that name, but yeah, I don't think I'm anywhere near hyper enough to be a Nanonoko knockoff. I think I got up my energy level uh, about 20 orders of magnitude to get there. It's nice to see some folks out there in TV land watching me. Give me a follow down at the bottom under the channel here if you haven't already followed me. Would love to have you back. Basically, the whole point of the channel here is that I play all the forms of poker that you don't see anywhere else. Um, I basically play, as the title suggests, anything but Hold'em. So you'll see Badoogie and Triple Stud and Stud High Low and all sorts of Omaha High Low games and draw games and all sorts of things like that. Anything basically that does not involve being dealt 2 cards to each player with 5 cards laid out in the middle of the table. Yeah, I think that's. I think you're probably right. Playing Street Fighter first is probably probably a prerequisite. I think probably copious quantities of Mountain Dew is also going to help in my case, but we'd have to figure things out from there. Now, Eric Seidelron, I can work with that one. I think that one I can work with. Actually, I saw now Nanonoko's been streaming on here a little bit. I saw his name up a couple of days ago, I think. So that's kind of cool. Um, kind of cool to see Nanonoko on here. All sorts of people coming on here now. All right, Lost. Good to see you, buddy. Nice to have you kicking about. We're doing good. We're playing a fairly low stakes horse game today, and for a change of pace, we are live today. We are not even on a 3 minute delay. So yeah, we're just throwing caution to the wind here and playing live and chatting in chat. Lost in Poker is a good buddy. Follow him on Twitter. Very good poker buddy. Very knowledgeable fellow. Um, so yeah, give him a quick follow on Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's at Lost in Poker. In fact, on Twitter, he's been giving me a lot of Twitter hype over the last couple of days with my streams. So that's awesome. Nice to see some of the. Thank you, buddy. It is fun. It's good. It's been a really raucous chat. It really helps. It obviously helps to chat in a small group when we're live. It certainly does make that a lot more interactive. Alrighty, so seeing 9th to 24 now, into the stud phase, and I've got 3 hearts, so I think we're going to put some money in this pot. It actually certainly helps keep the conversation going when I don't actually have to remember what I was discussing 3 minutes ago. That does really help, I gotta say. Nice to see so many folks out on my watch list as well. So give me a follow if you haven't already followed me. That would be awesome. We have got a very nice heart flush developing here, nut heart flush developing here. And I think putting money into the pot is going to be our best bet again. And we get our heart flush. Always nice when you draw exactly the cards you're looking for. That definitely helps the game. I'm assuming, I'm just watching on my streams, and I'm about, I don't know, 20 seconds behind on the streams. So I'm assuming that my voice is synced to the action. At this point, I'm assuming that my voice is coming out at the same time that so that my voice is synced, so that it's just the stream for me seeing that it's bad. Came out horribly, but I think hopefully somebody understood at least some of what I was saying there. But yeah. That's the plan. We got to bank this because I like the fact that my profit number is up over $1,000, or my total winnings is up over $1,000 for the month. But I really want that profit number back up over 600. So excellent. Thank you. Good to hear. Alrighty, so King Jack 7 in the stud phase. I think I just get rid of this. Yeah, there's no suits to work with. I might, if I have 3 Broadway cards, I might go with that, but I'm just getting rid of that most of the time, I think. Thank you, Hammer. I appreciate that. Considering that I put it together mostly on a shoestring budget, I'm actually pretty impressed with the way it's come out. I mean, I'm using like an $80 Microsoft Life Cam for the webcam, and I'm using a pretty cheap wireless headset for the voice and sound. But it's working great. Thanks, guys. Bremo, my favorite games. It's funny that you ask that. I started this stream sort of mid-November of 2014. Um, and when I sat down to start this stream, if I'd have guessed what games I would have made my most profit off of, I would have guessed Raz or Stud High Low, I think. Um, Oddly enough, what's happened is that Omaha High Low has turned out to be the game that I play or that I make the most money off of and cash in the most often and do the best in. So that was really quite surprising for me, and I quite enjoy. Basically, I really enjoy the high-low games. It helps keep me in the game and helps keep me thinking about the way it's going. And I like it too because if you don't have a way to win the pot one way, well, maybe there's a way to win the pot the other way, and it really does make. I think it makes the poker a little bit more interesting. So I really enjoy um, the high-low games. But I was quite surprised. Like I said, I was quite surprised. If you'd asked me before I started streaming what the games I would have made money on would be, there would have been the stud games, and Omaha High-Low would have been one of the games that I would have guessed I would have lost money on, not been a big winner on. So that's what happens when you actually run experiments in the real world instead of guessing at the results. Sometimes they surprise you. I was pretty surprised at how well I did in the deuce to seven today as well. I mean, I know I ran really well in the cards, but deuce to seven is not typically one of the games that I would put myself down as very good at. Um, it's a game I enjoy to a certain point, but it's very frustrating for me when I do badly in it. Yeah, you're right, Hammer. That's a good point. It's lower variance with the split pots. So yeah, I was pretty surprised at how well I did in the satellite for the deuce to seven, and then I mean I didn't go super deep, obviously, in the daily, but pretty happy with the way I built up my stack at the beginning, and I mean I really think that I've got a really good chance to come back in and do something in that tournament at another time. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I'm liking those. I'm liking those a lot. And that's the thing, Josh. I don't really enjoy heads up all that much. It's not really my favorite form of poker. I prefer the sort of mental chess game of full ring more so because there's so much variance and there's so much just get it in and run the odds at 60-40 or run the odds at 58-42 or run the odds at 71-29. Um, in heads up poker that I really, that's not really what I'm in here for. What I'm in here for is the sort of mental battlefield part of the game, which is what you get when you're playing nine, full ring, sort of 9, 8, 7-handed, and you're um, deep stacked. So yeah, that's the kind of that's the way I look at it. So I actually prefer the deeper stacked, larger handed games. Yeah, I think PLO heads up. You've got to be basically every hand you're putting your money in 55-45 one way or the other. And it really doesn't matter what cards you're dealt. If you both put your money in, you're going to end up about 55-45, probably 55-45. It's pretty crazy with the way the odds work out. The equity differences in PLO are just so tiny. It really takes a lot of. Well, it's see, I don't. I know people say that, Josh, but with the amount of variance that's involved in heads up and with the amount of simply running the odds that happens, where both stacks go in and you're 60-40 or whatever, and that's going to happen all the time. um, I really think that there's more chance to work a strategy in more of a full ring situation than you can do in a heads up game. Um, and I think that there's a lot more of working your opponent's weaknesses in the full ring because you've got more opponents to choose from and you've got more ways to attack different opponents. Um, so I don't know, and I certainly think that there's an argument to be made, but I do kind of think that it's tends to be um, more of a game of variance and more of a game of just getting your money in with the odds, basically. Which I suppose in itself is a skill, and maybe at the end of the day that's my issue is that I don't have the skill set necessary to know well enough when I'm good and bad in those situations to um, really want to put my money up for it. If you get my drift. So whereas in the larger full ring situation, I'm much more comfortable with the sort of chess match going on there between multiple people than I am, I guess, in the sort of heads up who's got the best, who's at this point going to have the most equity in the pot. But that said, there's a very good reason that this stream is called anything but Hold'em, and that's because as far as my Hold'em game is concerned, I don't really think I have a ton to offer for the average person. I think that my Hold'em game is pretty average. Um, so I don't really think that I have. Um, I don't really think that I have, a ton to offer in Hold'em, and I think that there's lots of other people here on Twitch and everywhere else that are way better at doing the Hold'em. But I looked around and there's really nobody that's doing any horse on here. There's nobody doing any Badoogie. There's nobody doing any deuce to seven or triple draw, triple draw or stud games or anything like that. So I figure there's a niche there that I can jump into, and we're having fun with it. I quite like it. It's been a blast, and I've been loving all the different variations of poker I get to play. Yeah, I agree, Hammer. It's something that there's just so much more to poker than just no limit hold'em. Um, yeah, for sure. The people that have come around to hang out with the channel are great. It's funny. I was chatting with some people earlier today about how I'd like to get some more numbers and get more people in here, but um, the people that I have are great. So as far as getting, there's no reason to get any other people. It's just we would having a few more would be cool, but it's the interaction that I have and the people that come here. You guys are all awesome. So I do appreciate your support and coming and watching me play my little game here. Yes, I certainly don't get the trolls here, which is very nice. It's very nice. I think that people don't understand the games makes a bit of a difference, but I think I'm going to break the rule of anything but hold'em here. I am currently four-handed in the uh, Poker School Online Premier Skill League. So we're going to throw that one up on here as well, and you guys can watch me play with that too. Here we go. Stud high-low. I don't really like that hand. I'm going to get rid of it. Hammer does equal 1,000 viewers. Hammer is awesome. Hammer is absolutely awesome. Yeah, well, and I agree 100% loss. And I think that, if you're coming into poker now and you're looking for an edge, the edges in the no limit hold'em games are so bloody small at this point in time. And the wizards are so wizardly at this point in time that I think we really really. I think I need to play my ace here. I think I'm under wrapped. Yeah, there we go. Binkage! Oh no. Oh no. We split it. Oh well. That's okay. But yeah, I think that if you're looking for an edge in poker, the place to find the edge in poker is in the mix games. Is in the places like the studs and the Omaha high lows and the Badoogies and places like that is really the place to find an edge now. I think it's so hard in the PLO or the no limit hold'em games to get that edge. Is just impossible now. Yeah, that's sort of the way that I'm seeing it as well, Hammer. It's like it's like the people just go in and almost throw their money around in those games. I'm gonna raise the 9-10 here and take it down most of the time. So we're down to three-handed now over there. The 6-6 king I'm gonna fold. Gonna fold the 8-10 on the button there. I probably should have raised that actually, but yeah. And I mean, even in the context of the tournament context, Hammer, you're looking at when you're talking about the fields of like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, it's just such a grind to get through, and you've got to grind so deep to make any sort of cash back on those that it's really it's really there's just no edge to be found. I don't think um, in the no limit hold'em place, and the edges are just tiny. You've got to be such a wizard, such a genius to be hitting those edges. Nice point there for Hammer. Peter Eastgate is certainly no slouch at poker, right? He can definitely play some cards. So if he's saying that he can't find an edge at those games, well, what hope do we have of finding an edge at those games? Gonna bet my pair of eights here, I think. Rid of the 5-7. Don't really think I have odds to call there. Nice, Josh. We'll be rooting for you for sure. We'll be rooting for you for sure. I'll be playing the 530 weekly weekly games by then, with any luck. I only need a $530,000 bankroll to be playing those comfortably using my bankroll management. Now, this is the sort of high-low hands I really like to play, especially in the stud context. I find these are just some of the strongest hands that you can end up working with. Basically, suited one-gap connectors are just going to be wicked strong usually. Yeah, I agree. Lost. I mean, I think that the certainly the life of a poker grinder when your rent is on the line would not be something that I would find very enjoyable. I don't think it would be just a pretty mind-numbing experience. I think for the most part. So I'm not really interested. I think the shoving there is probably losing some value, but I also think that the way I've been playing, I could easily get called light there. All right, Bravo. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you hanging out. Keep an eye on your email and Twitter, and you will see me coming in more often here, playing anything but Hold'em. So thanks for hanging out, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, no, you're the equity edges in Omaha is going to be so thin most of the time, Josh. It's part of the problem. So you got the pair of tens in the high-low, plus I'm working on the club flush. I'm obviously not working on a low, but I'm not too concerned about that at the moment. We've got to see who else is in the hand with us, but there's a good chance. See, in these sorts of situations, well, of course, there's so many clubs out. I'm not really going to be realistically expecting to hit my flush. But I do think my pair of tens are going to be good here a fair bit. Raising the ace 10 over here, obviously. So I think I'm going to call through for one more street at least. Yeah, you certainly have to be. You certainly have to have your brain on straight to be doing. So tens and fours now. I'm much more happy with this. I don't because of my three clubs. I don't put um, pad paid on a club flush here at all. He doesn't know that I've got the blockers, but yeah, it's not something that uh, I'm too concerned about. Um, I think he's going to raise here on the strength of his three clubs, making me think that he's got a club behind, or two clubs behind. But I'm not buying it, and I think that my two pair is going to be good here most of the time. I guess not this time. He did. I was correct. He did not have the flush. However, he did have the straight, which is which is enough to beat my hand. Fold the 6-7 in the hold'em, I think. Yeah, there's a lot more to it for sure. Well, that's a pretty bad board for my hand. Yeah, absolutely. Actually find the same thing lost. I find the same thing happens when people take their PLO knowledge and go play a PLO 8 game against me. Um, because it's absolutely not the same game by any stretch of the imagination, and you totally need a different strategy to play it if you're playing your high PLO hands the way you normally would in PLO in an 8 game. It's just gonna you're just gonna be in brutal shape. So I find that quite a bit, and at the stud as well. People that are stud specialists moving to the stud high low, it's really not really it really doesn't work well for them unless they really adjust their strategy. Raise the queen 10 in the limit hold'em phase. We finished third in the PSO Prim Skill League, so that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Alrighty, we're going to get rid of this window now then. And let me make sure that this guy is back in the business. Alrighty. So we hit top pair. That's always nice. Top pair with the backdoor heart. Top two now. Clearly there's straights out there that have hit as well. So we can't be hugely thrilled at this point, but I think that we're going to have the strongest hand most of the time. So I think that I need to put value and get as much. Well, we're definitely going to have the strongest hand most of the time now. So I think putting money in and getting value out of this pot is often as much as possible. Yeah, there's a joke that we all like to make at the live PLO game I go to play on Monday nights quite often, which is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you in PLO is to flop the nut straight. Um, because you know your money's going in, and you know that somebody's going to come along with a flush draw, and almost certainly suck out on you at some point later on in the in the hand. So that was obviously a nice bit of binkage with the queens full of tens. It obviously helps when you hit the full house on the river. Glad there's a break coming up. I need to refresh my tea. Fold out the 9-5. I think we're flipping games here after this hand, I believe. So I would have hit a pair of fives on the river. Not that that would have done me any good. Oh no, we still got 5 minutes of. I for some reason thought we were flipping over. What are our levels in this at? Appleson, good to see you. Thank you for the follow. That is awesome. Thanks for hanging out here on Anything But Hold'em. Yeah, I don't think I need to continue with this. Didn't hit anything there. I mean, I suppose I could on the strength of the ace high, but there'll be time for that later on. Thank you very much, Appleson. Thank you for the follow and welcome to Anything But HoldEm. I think I'm going to put some chips in with my pair of tens. Try to get as much of Chavez stack as I can. So I'm going to put him all in, I think. I mean, it's possible that he's was on the ace king, which is what he is, but I mean, I still think that that's going to be the best strategy most of the time because he's going to be on an ace queen, ace jack there, and quite possibly play it in a similar way. So I think that I need to do that. Alrighty, so I'm on a break. I will be back in a couple of short minutes. Alrighty, I am back. A little bit late, but I am back. Hello, hello, hello. Take the break off. There we go. There we go. You guys are talking about Hammer's cat while I'm gone on my break. Alrighty. Alrighty. See if we can't build this stack back up again here. Here today. 14 people left. As I said, 4 paid, sitting 11th currently. Jack 3, not really worth getting involved in, I don't think. Yeah, I think you've misinterpreted some things about Hammer, Josh, but that's cool. That's cool. I'm sure Hammer will sort you out there. You know what it is, Hammer? It's the Loopy Gen name on stars that throws people for a loop. Moved into the Omaha high-low phase. This is obviously not a great low hand, but I just can't get rid of a pair of kings at this point with the stack I have. I'm pretty good valuing my Yep. Yep, Josh just won the chat. That's it. Josh just won the chat. That's pretty brutal. That was very brutal, that last hand. Fold that one. I thought I was actually getting checked through to see a free flop there, but I don't think I'm going to pay to see a flop with those cards. That was probably a good decision. Nice to see some folks watching. Please give me a sub down below, or a follow, I mean, down below if you haven't already done so, just below the channel stream. This is Anything But Hold'em, where we play, as the title suggests, any games other than No Limit Hold'em. Currently, this is a horse, $3.30 horse game. Pretty much if it doesn't involve getting dealt 2 cards to each player and 5 cards in the middle of the table, I will be playing it here on Anything But Hold'em. 3-4-5 Jack. This is the sort of hand I like to get involved with in a high-low context. It's obviously not the best hand in an Omaha high-low context. You want to be playing the ace deuce there, but it's too strong not to get involved in and see some cards with. I really wanted to see an ace or a deuce come out on the flop to damage the ace deuce hands. When I get a check around, I'm fairly comfortable with the position with the low draw I'm on. Of course, now I've actually bricked the low, but I have hit 2 pairs. So I think I'm going to be good a lot here for high, but I think I'm going to split the pot with a low quite a bit as well. That's an okay situation. I'm pretty happy with the way that worked out. The ace 3-9-8, I'm going to be playing this for raise as well. I can't really not get involved. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've basically got the up and down straight draw. Plus, I've hit a pair of aces, but I do have the 8, 7, 6, 3, 1 low at the moment. So I think I'm involved in this hand. Just hit aces and threes for the high hand. Plus, I've still got my straight draw up and down, so I don't think I'm going anywhere. And I think given the action, and the equity here, I've got no choice but to click the raise all in button. So that's what we're going to do. So it might be a short, this might be the end of our streaming day, but we will see. We'll see how it goes. Hit the 8. That's not the hand that's not the card I was looking for, frankly, on the end. It could have gone a lot better for us, but yeah. So we're done. All right, that's going to happen that way, but you know, a little bit bad luck there, I think, at the end. But what can you do? Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to call that a day. I've been up here now for over 4 hours, I think. 3 hours in the last stream and now an hour live. So I think I'm going to call that a night. It's been awesome to have you guys around. Keep your eyes on the Twitter and email feed. I will be doing this again fairly regularly. I think over the next couple of weeks on the weekdays, look for me starting up a stream right around this time from now through another hour, hour and a half. Look for me to be starting up a stream within that window on a lot of nights coming up in the next couple of weeks. That's the plan for me anyways. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It was a great stream. I loved the numbers today. I loved the interaction. That was a lot of fun to have everybody here. And yeah, I'm gonna try the live thing again soon. I hope. Maybe next time. It depends on the size of the tournament. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So already, see you later, everybody. Thank you, and we will see y'all later. I'm out.